trans women in women's sports?
Okay, very fringe problem. Not very common, but talked about constantly.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it's fringe. Like, sports is still a big thing.
Do you have a personal touch point with that? I don't, and I don't know anybody who does. I feel like it is so exceedingly rare to have a trans woman in women's sports.
I'll give it to you. It's extremely rare. But do you agree with me? There should not be trans women in women's sports.
Okay, here's what I think. I think we should have blended sports.
No, that wasn't my question. Given that we have women's and men's sports, here's my question. Do you think trans women should be in women's sports?
I don't know.
And when you answer, don't care about what other people will hear you say or their impression of you. Speak from your soul.
Okay, look.
Lean yes, lean no.
This is it's not a simple yes and no because I don't know the answer, because I have thoughts about performance-enhancing drugs. And I think if you're somebody who even does testosterone replacement therapy, right, you are taking performance-enhancing drugs that give you potentially an unfair advantage next to somebody who doesn't.
And there's rules against that.
There are rules against that. Yeah. So, okay, let's say in a perfect world where there's no student athletes taking performance-enhancing drugs, do I think that it's fair to cis women to have trans women who...
That's the question.
...did not take puberty blockers and grew up men and became fully muscular to their full potential, who then transitioned to be women?
Question.
Like a Caitlyn Jenner type of situation?
I'm still waiting for an answer.
Maybe not. Maybe not in that scenario. Maybe not.
Maybe not. What kind of answer is that? Take a stand there, Michael. Maybe not. Why not?
But again,
why is it hard for you to just say no? Gosh darn it, no! Trans women should not be in women's sports.
Right? Like if The Rock just put on a wig and said I'm a woman, and then competed against like women in wrestling or something, would that be fair? I don't know.
Why is it so hard for you just to say, like, what's the downside of just saying categorically, trans women should not be in women's sports? What's wrong with just saying that?
Because I think there are a lot of trans women who are not good athletes and who would not compete favorably against cis women in women's sports. And I think that just to make a blanket statement about that is to
who cares?
Ignore any nuance. Huh?
Who cares about that?
I would say probably the women in the sport, right? I mean, I think
the women or the trans women.
Part of me wants to say, no, don't allow trans women in women's
Listen
sports.
to that part. That's the rational part.
But part of me wants to say yes, because this is how we move things forward,
or backward.
If there was a scenario where people were becoming trans in order to win in women's sports where they couldn't in men's, well, first of all, that's insane. That's an insane commitment to make to do that with your life.
Hey, you know what? Even if we assume that never ever happens, where a guy says, okay, I can't beat the men, so I'm going to become a woman so I can win. Let's assume that never ever happens.
Yeah.
I am still here saying we should not allow trans women to compete against women.
Why?
Because I think exactly what you said, that there is, men are far, far, far superior to women in athletics.
In aggregate, not every man.
Of course, not every man. And just the fact you have to say that shows that you feel sorry for women. You don't, Michael, you don't even have to say that to feel sorry for women. Just say, of course, everybody knows this. And the fact that
I'm not denying that.
Yeah. Okay. So now you mentioned if you can block puberty, then it would make it more fair. Didn't you say that earlier?
Yeah, I suppose potentially.
In order to do that, you actually have to block puberty before the age of 12 in most cases.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Look.
So and you're not a fan of that, right? So what are we talking about here?
I have 2 boys, and if one of them told me they were trans and they wanted to do puberty blockers, right now my opinion would be, when you're 18, you can make that decision. That would be my opinion. However, I know that there are families who have lived through that and they have different opinions. And I think I want to talk to them because I don't understand. I can't understand.
The reason why there's a part of you that says, maybe not, or you don't want to commit to it, is because you feel sorry for the trans women. This is that wokeism I was telling you about.
Sorry.
Yes.
I don't feel sorry for them.
Yes, you do.
I don't feel sorry for women.
Yes, you do.
I do feel sorry for trans people in the United States. I do.
Or why else would you say that? Maybe not. Why not just say, no, trans women should be in women's sports? Because you're not for blocking puberty.
At one point, this question was about, like, should sports be segregated? And there were lots of arguments that people would make about, no, of course they should, because it would be an unfair advantage because, blacks are more athletic, or whatever the stereotype of the day was, right? And, like, I just feel like a lot of times when you're living in the time period we're in, things seem apparent that maybe aren't. And I want to err on the side of, like, if this can move us more towards an integrated sports world where we have men and women playing sports, or if you're just that good at basketball and you're a woman, how about
Well, you're saying we should move to an integrated sports world?
I think we could. I think
by women.
I think most sports at the highest level will be 90%.
There'd be no women, almost no women left in sports if we do that.
At the highest level?
No,
right?
At any level.
At any level?
I'm talking elementary soccer teams, the boys will beat the girls.
Have you ever seen Serena Williams?
Men's tennis and women's tennis are completely almost two separate sports. I'm like, if I were to play Andy Murray, I would lose 6-0, 6-0 in 5 to 6 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. So Andy, stop it. Yeah. I'm not gonna let you kill me.
I don't think she would be ranked, but I think she could compete. I think the 5-set thing would really get her.
I don't know this for sure, but I would almost be willing to bet money that the best high school male tennis player could beat Serena Williams. Yeah, look at the shock on your face. Now you want me to back that up?
I don't think I could ever train hard enough to beat Serena Williams one time.
Well, that's because you're a musical theater geek. But take a.
I'm a pretty athletic individual.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
I watched the matches, and they're faster than any men I ever saw in high school.
Both Serena and Venus lost to the 203rd ranked male tennis player, which they're phenoms for women. My experience, my husband, he swam at University of Kentucky as well. In terms of accolades and in terms of national ranking, I was a much better swimmer than him. He could kick my butt any day of the week without trying.
I had Peter Boghossian on my show the other day, and we were talking about this issue, and I made the comment just how superior men are to women in sports at all levels. Like, I would even go pre-puberty. But I agree, it would be very close. It would be much closer there. But he made the comment to me, well, most people are not even aware what you're saying, Doug. And I think maybe you might be one of them. Like, are you aware that high school boys can beat Olympic females in the 100-meter dash?
Oh, really?
Yes. The best high school tennis player.
I guess I'm just going to take your word on that. Let's assume that's true. I don't have a reason to think that you're lying. I don't think you're lying, but I would love to see.
I can provide. I might even have it on
anytime. Okay. I would love to see it, but I'm not saying
do you
lying.
Doubt that? Is there a part of you that doubts it?
Dubious. That sounds dubious to me.
Okay, does this sound dubious to you? That the world record holder in the female 100 meter is a woman named Florence Griffith Jr., whatever her name was. It's highly suspected she was on steroids when she got the world record back in the late 70s, early 80s. And
I believe it.
Get this, her time, that still is the world record today, would not even qualify to go to the Olympics as a man. The world record that's lasted for decades, that the woman was even probably on steroids, would not even qualify to go to the Olympics as a man.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that.
That shows you just how superior men are to women in sports.
Yes, at the highest levels, that is typically
not even
true.
just and high school. Are you aware that a high school boys soccer team could beat the Olympic women's team?
I mean, this sort of statement seems a bit superlative. So like
that you doubt.
Hyperbolic.
Yeah.
Well, when you say like a typical high school boy could beat an Olympic.
No, I didn't say typical. I said the best.
Oh, the best.
Because we're comparing apples to apples, right? Olympic is one of the best
18
athletes.
years old.
Let's take the best athletes out of high school.
Further to the debate about whether the professional ladies football teams, the international ones, could beat men's teams. It's been sent a story here from the Evening Standard. This was 2 years ago. The Australian women's national team, who were ranked number 5 in the world at the time, lost 7-0 to a team of 15-year-old boys.
Awkward.
Testosterone is a war drug, right?
Yes, and we have it.